What is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? In today's video of Homemade Muscle, we'll be talking about pull-ups again. This week is pull-up week, as I said in yesterday's video. What's yesterday's video? Pull-up tip number 1, if you haven't watched it yet. In today's pull-up tip number 2, we'll be talking about switching on those back muscles while doing a pull-up. If you've watched my previous video, how to build a Greek god's marble chest with push-ups, you already know what I'm talking about, but don't worry, I'm going to simplify everything, make it easy to understand. So one pretty often neglected step during pull-ups is between that hanging phase and that pulling phase. A lot of people don't activate the muscles of the back correctly, and this leads quite often to bad form. People pulling with their shoulders like raised, hunched up, and creating a lot of tension in their necks, in their shoulders. People get shoulder and neck pain due to this, and they think, it's because pull-ups are bad or whatever. But the truth is, if you learn to do pull-ups the right way, not only will you save yourself from injuries and unnecessary pain and all that, you will also stimulate more muscle growth. You will also engage those back muscles in a more proper way, and you'll also build a more symmetrical back, because the muscles we'll be activating today won't be only your lats, the lower muscle of your back, which is the primary muscle, but we will also be targeting the upper muscles of your back, middle trapezius, rhomboids, all those muscles between your shoulder blades, those like kind of bad looking muscles. By bad I mean the animal. So when you're first hanging from a pull-up bar, it's pretty typical to be hanging just from your joints. You're just letting your shoulders elevate next to your ears. You're basically hanging on your joints, on your ligaments, and no back muscles are activated. So check out this video, I'll be linking over here to see what I mean. And what you want to do is engage the muscles of your back, those rhomboids, those middle trapezius. You basically want to make it simple, you want to first depress your shoulder blades. Depression means when you're pulling your shoulder blades back and down, and you also want to keep them retracted. So shoulder blade retraction and depression before you start pulling yourself upwards. To show you what this is, basically shoulder retraction again is when you're pulling your shoulder blades, you're squeezing them together, and depression is when you're pulling them downwards. So by doing this, you are keeping your shoulders back and down, your chest is more open, more wide. This way you can also engage your lats more by bringing the bar closer to the chest. We'll be talking about these in the next pull-up tips. But these two tips are going to improve your form. They're going to increase the muscle engagement of your middle back, which is pretty often neglected in pull-ups. They are going to build your back in a more symmetrical way. A lot of times I see that a lot of bar athletes have like the typical hunched up look that also bodybuilders have, because they do a lot of pull-ups and they neglect the middle part of the back, which first of all you should be training with inverted rows. Check out my video on inverted rows somewhere up here if you want to balance your upper and your lower back. But even if you're just doing pull-ups and you're using the right form, you can also activate those muscles instead of neglecting them. These muscles are also very important for posture. So when you're depressing and retracting and depressing your shoulder blades, you'll see that a lot of tension leaves the neck. You can do this as an exercise if you're sitting a lot of hours in the office. Like, just try doing a shoulder roll backwards and squeezing those shoulder blades together and backwards. So opening up the chest and just pulling those shoulders down. This way you're taking a lot of tension off your neck. you'll feel, if you do it the right way, you'll start, after practicing a few days, you'll start feeling your neck like opening up and releasing tension. So try these exercises. Try also doing a roll with your shoulders. If you can't like figure it out, the shoulder retraction and depression, an easy exercise to practice it even more better, as we said yesterday, is just rolling your shoulders back and together and back. So do this exercise, learn to do it on the pull-up bar while you're hanging. You know, activate those back muscles, switch them on, and pull from that muscle awareness. Don't pull with a hand stop back with your shoulders next to your ears. Your shoulders should be downwards. And once you activate those muscles, keep on doing your reps that way. You know, don't release every time you're doing a pull-up in the lower part. Don't let your shoulders go up again. Just keep them activated during the whole rep. This will help engage your lats more, as we said, your upper back, and you'll be building a more symmetrical physique just by doing pull-ups. I've written a book about this, as I said yesterday. It's free for the whole week. You can go and download it on Kindle. I'll put a link over here. I talk in a lot more detail. I have more photos and detailed tips and all that. I'll be also making a video on Friday with all these tips together. I want to give them to you these days slowly, one tip at a time, because you know, if you try to do them all together, you're just gonna get mixed up, you know, if you're not familiar with this stuff. The best way to do a lot of things, as a quote says, is doing one thing at a time. So practice these days together with me these tips, each tip every day for a few sets, and in the end of the week we'll be putting them all together. I hope this video helps, and until next time, keep on training.